On the Rebel 11. Hello, man. How are you doing? You're the first. Please let me know how is the video and audio. Shaolin DMV. Hello. Hello. Nice to see you again. Yeah, the weather improved a little bit. Now we have around 5 degrees. The snow melt already. So tomorrow I can even ride a bit. Луто мора нема. Идеално е. Много благодаря. On the Rebel 11, very good audio and video. Excellent, guys. Nice to be here. Today is the 2nd of March. Summer is coming. Great news. Let's wait a few more minutes. Eventually, a few more people will come, and then we're going to start the stream. I'm going to tell you briefly what we're going to do and how it will proceed. But anyway, how are you? Did you have time to write a bit? Луто мора нема. Откъде си? Shaolin DMV, next week it will be 19. I will write and know what will do. Excellent. Да, вече съм в България от 2-3 седмици, от София си, добре. Да, вече съм си в България вкъщи. So, how was your week? As you know, the topic is going to be necessary luggage for long motorcycle trips, but be patient. I have a few things to share, and then you can ask me your questions. It is still very cold in Virginia. It's 0 degrees today and windy. It is still cold here, around 5 degrees, but next week, I saw the forecast just 10 minutes ago. They said something like almost 17 degrees. So it will be nice finally to have a warm asphalt to ride a bit. Because now it's plus, but in many places the asphalt is still frozen, so it's a little bit dangerous at the moment to ride. Anyway, so guys, in this live stream, I'll talk about luggage for long trips, 1 week or longer, mostly long trips, because it might be different if you travel just for a day or two. But when the trip is 1 week, 2 weeks or longer, you need a specific items with you. And that's why we're going to focus exactly on this luggage for long trips. Of course, for everyone, long is different. For some people, 3 days might be long. For others, 3 years might be short. But I will focus mostly on this. And how will the stream go? What will be the important points and what we're going to discuss? Let me tell you briefly what we're going to discuss so you can pay attention on the moments that you're interested, or if you have questions, you can ask that later. Number 1 is going to be type of the luggage, hard or soft. This is what we're going to discuss. Number 2 is going to be what to carry in the luggage. Also a very important topic. Number 3, how to split the luggage, what to put it where. And number 4, other luggages like backpack, tank bags, and stuff like that. So I will basically start with every point that I just told you, discuss it a little bit, 10-15 minutes. And after that, I will give you enough time if you have questions on this topic only. After that, I'm going to move to second, what to carry in the luggage. Again, we'll discuss it a little bit. And then I will give you enough time to ask questions if you have. So bear with me. Don't ask questions all the time, because when you ask me all the time, I'm going to stop my thoughts, and then it's going to be a little bit more difficult for me to run this stream. So the moment we have 8 people, let's give them 2-3 more minutes so we can start eventually. Forrest, hey, nice to see you again, Forrest. How is the weather in Romania? Sibiu. Луто мора нема. Тези лайфове YouTube не ги превежда и ми е много трудно, но ми е интересно и ще се упражнявам английския. Ами, сори, Пич, обаче просто аудиторията е английско говоряща и ако ги направя на български, трябва да бъде само... В този случай трябва да бъде само за тебе. Няма как да стане. Но както казваш, ще упражняваш малко английския. Така. Предполагам, че YouTube не ги превежда много правилно, но каквото такова. So guys, we have a Bulgarian member here, and we discuss a little bit on Bulgarian what will be the stream. He understands English, so he will practice his English a little bit more. Forrest, you speak very good Bulgarian like a native. Absolutely, yeah. I learned to speak Bulgarian many years ago. Согласен си, добре. All right, guys, let me start with this. Number one, type of luggage, hard or soft. This is like forever battle. What to take, hard luggage, soft luggage. There are so many discussions between these two options, and so many people will point to no, hard is the best, soft is the best. But actually, there is no one universal luggage that will work for everyone in every situation. So choose the one that suits to your riding style, to your motorcycle, and your type of trips. Don't listen anyone. Don't listen me either, because in every situation you might need different things. For example, I like very much soft luggage and use soft luggage all the time, but I travel alone. If you travel with passenger, especially female passenger, you know you have to carry a lot of stuff. So it might be almost impossible to have just one soft bag on your luggage because it's not going to be enough only for your female passenger. And then you need your stuff and some other things and stuff like that. And it's a little bit more complicated that people try to make it, to have with one word, hard or soft. For me, it's soft. For me, for my type of trips and the traveling that I do. But for you, might be completely different. And this is absolutely fine. You don't need to worry about it, that you're looking so many people, they talking about adventures on YouTube, and they travel only with a soft luggage, but you have hard panniers. And does that mean that you're not adventurer? No, absolutely not. So use whatever is good for you. You should know a few things that are important before you start packing, or before you even start choosing the option between hard and soft. So let me tell you what they are. If you go for hard panniers, they will be way more heavier than soft luggage. And also you're going to need a luggage racks. These are actually racks that you need to mount on the rear side, on the tail of your motorcycle, to hang the panniers on it. And the panniers itself, even if they are good quality plastic or even aluminum, they will weigh at least 5, probably 7, 8 kilograms empty. And the luggage racks that you need to hang these hard panniers will be another between 5 and 7 kilograms. So you will start with minimum 10 or 15 kilograms before you put any luggage in. This is the big difference between soft luggage and hard panniers. So you will start with already, I'll name it like dead luggage that you will have on your motorcycle before you put anything inside. On the other side, on the other hand, if you have soft luggage, it will weigh exactly what it is. You put it on your motorcycle and that's it. Except you need an additional luggage rack, because some saddlebags or soft luggage options that you can find on the internet, they also need a specific luggage racks. Otherwise, you cannot have it. Like Moscow Moto, like Kriga, or a few more different options. They actually need a specific. No, Moscow Moto does not need it, but Kriga does need this additional luggage racks to hang this soft saddlebags. Otherwise, you cannot really mount it on your motorcycle. So you will have an additional like 6 or 7 kilograms before you put anything in your saddlebags. Also, Moscow Moto, for example, weighs around, I think was almost like 10 kilograms. 10 is too much, but I think 7 or 8 kilograms empty before you put anything inside. So it's always a little bit more questionable how much exactly it will weigh. But there is another one option, the one that I use. It's a horseshoe saddlebag made from Polish company 21 Brothers. I use this bag for many years, and it does not need any luggage racks, anything, and it is very light. Empty, it's no more than, I'll say, 2 kilograms, maximum 3, but I don't think it's 3 kilograms. So my entire luggage with everything that I carry inside, it's altogether 15 kilograms. So my entire luggage with everything that I need to travel, it's the same weight as you're gonna have hard panniers and luggage racks. So this is a big difference between soft and hard and stuff like that. But again, I travel alone. I don't need much stuff. I carry very little, actually, a little bit. I'm like a minimalistic approach. I have this minimalistic approach. So everyone is different and everyone wants different things. But this is the big difference between hard and soft. And also they say that hard panniers will last longer. It is true they might last longer, depends on the trip. If you are very gentle, if you don't go to road terrains, if you don't ride much off-road, if you stay only on the asphalt, they might last even 20 years, who knows. With the saddlebags, soft luggage, it's not like that, because they wear pretty much for maybe 3, 4, 5 years, they will wear, and you have to change it because of the weather conditions and stuff like that. So it is true that if you have a hard panniers, they will last longer, but also the investment is going to be much higher, because to buy a good quality hard panniers and luggage racks, you'll spend at least 500 euros, but I'll say much more than 500 euros. But this will be the minimum that you're going to spend. It is also true that if you go to some kind of famous brands for soft luggage like Moscow Moto, you'll spend the same money and they will last much less. So it's always pros and cons, and you really need to find for yourself exactly what you need. And the option that I have from 21 Brothers, it easily lasts with my type of trips and my types of travelings at least 2-3 years without any problems. And for the price that it has at the moment, I think was like almost like a 300 euros. It's not cheap, by the way. It was cheap many years ago when I started using them. How many years ago? I don't know. From 2017, already 8 years. So they were cheap. Slowly, they rose the prices. But anyway, all the prices around the world, they all rose now. So I cannot really complain. But for 300 euros, if they last 3 years, I'll say it's a 100 euro per year. It's an affordable price for a very good soft luggage system, at least the best that I found and I use all the time. So I'm not going to say any more on this number one type of luggage, hard or soft. Now, guys, if you have any questions exactly on this topic, hard or soft luggage, and if you want to add something or ask me something, now is the moment. I will give you a few minutes for that. If you don't have any questions, we're going to continue to the next point, which is what to carry in the luggage. So feel free, if you have any questions, to ask me right now. I'm here for you guys. If I can help you, if I can answer some of your questions, will be great. And don't forget that this stream might be watched from many people after that, and they might get some benefits from the discussion that we have right now. So it's not only us now, 10 people or whatever people we are at the moment, but many more people might watch it after that and find some useful information. I can see one new person here, WMO. Hello, man. Where are you from? Never seen you before. It looks like there are no questions on this topic. Oh, Wolfgang, nice to see you. How are you doing, man? I didn't know that this is your nickname. I'm waiting for you in Bulgaria this summer. Shaolin DNV hard panels add a bit of security, or it's a myth? I will say that they provide a bit of security, but it's more like a sense of security, because if you have hard panels, it's more likely that you're gonna leave your precious stuff inside, believing that the locks that the hard panels you have will help you to protect your stuff. But the reality is that if you leave your motorcycle without you seeing it, without any people around it, the risk will be about the same, because to unlock some of these locks that hard panels got, it's not that difficult. You can do it even with a simple screwdriver, and they are not that solid as you may think. But it is true, they provide some kind of security, or at least some kind of sense for security. It is my opinion. If you have important things, I will advise always to take it with you when you're leaving, when you walk around, when you're leaving your motorcycle without seeing it. It will be a better option because the locks are funny. They look more like a locks that you have on your mailbox at home. They're very simple keys. Except some models, BMW have some solid locks on their panniers on some models, but again, it's not a safe, it's not a vault, it's not that difficult to break it, especially if the motorcycle is left somewhere in the middle of nowhere. So this is my opinion. Okay, 12th of May. I look forward to meet you and your wonderful wife. Nice. May will be nice weather, so we can ride around a little bit. Great. I'll be here. Anytime, Shaolin D and V. All right, no more questions on this number one. So let's move to number two. What to carry in the luggage. This is a very huge topic, but I'll try to minimize it and just point you a few things that you really need, because some people might need to take everything, include the toilet and the sink from your bathroom. But basically, the things that you need are clothes, spare parts, tools, what you need only what you need, and some electronics to charge your telephone, your GPS, or whatever electronic system, cameras, whatever you have. These are the necessary things that you need in your luggage: clothes, spare parts, tools, and electronics. The rest is only optional, and how I have to say, it's again like a dead weight in your luggage. So a few more words about clothes, for example. You don't really need more than 3 t-shirts, 3 simple t-shirts like this, cotton or synthetic, depends on that where you're gonna ride. If you ride in cold climate, if you plan to stay many days in cold climate, I will advise to go for synthetic clothes, because cotton holds the water, and if you ride in cold areas with a wet back, it's not gonna be very good for your health. But if you plan to stay mostly in the hot areas, mostly in the summer and in very humidity or hot places, I advise to go for cotton, because cotton holds the the water, and it will help you to feel better on these temperatures. What exactly clothes? As I said, I have 3 t-shirts, I have 3 sets of underwear, three sets of socks, and that's everything you need to ride the motorcycle or to walk around. I have an additional two uh, trousers with removable bottoms, with zip trousers, or zip pants, whatever they name it. I have two, because if one is cut or damaged, or if I make it dusty with oils or something, I can always replace it. And also sometimes you need to wash them, so that's why I have two of these pants, zip pants, and they are very light. They are made from synthetic material, very tiny. So when I squeeze it, they are just like this, like that. They don't take much space from my luggage. And on the side, I also have a walking shoes. I have very light and flexible walking shoes. They are made from a real leather with very thin sole, so I can walk many hours with this, and that's everything I need to walk around. I don't carry an additional jacket, because with my riding gear, I always have something like a rain jacket on the top that I can use when I walk around. Also, I have another fleet, like sweatshirt, something like this, that I keep underneath of my jacket for the cold days, so I can use this to walk around. So 3 t-shirts, 3 underwear, 3 socks, 1 sweatshirt like this, uh, 2 zip pants, and 1 shoes. So that's everything that I have. This is my entire uh, luggage. Clothes only mean clothes. I also have one towel from microfiber, which is very light, that I can use to dry myself. If, for example, I am in a hotel, hostel, that don't have towels, but usually they have. But if they don't have, I have my own towel if I need it for some reason on the road. This is everything that I carry with me. My clothes, spare parts are always different for every motorcycle and every traveler and every trip, if you say so, because depends on that what you plan, how long it's gonna be, what kind of maintenance you did before the trip, and what you might need during the trip. That's why the spare parts are always different. Tools are always the same. I only carry the tools that are only for my motorcycle, nothing more, nothing less. So basically, I go around my motorcycle and see all the numbers that I have, and I have exactly the same numbers in my tool set. So I can fix my motorcycle, but I cannot fix someone else's motorcycles if they have different numbers. So this is the only way to minimize the tools and have just as minimum as possible that will work for you, to remove your front wheel, to remove your back wheel, to change your oil, or stuff like that. Minimum things, because on the road you cannot do much, but you still need some tools to maintain your motorcycle or to fix some possible problems. Francis Rosel, you just arrived. I miss you. Okay, no worries. We just started 10-15 minutes ago discussing the luggage. It's not that bad. You can still catch some from it. Yeah. Basically, we go on different topics, and when I finish the topic, you can ask your questions. So this is about the tools. Take the tools that you need for your motorcycle. Never forget that you're gonna need also an air compressor to lift your tires if you have a flat tire, for example. You can use also an air pump, but with the compressor it's just much more easier, especially if you plan to go on a high altitude. If you go on the high altitude with the pump, it's gonna be very difficult. Let me give you one example. Now on my trip to South America, I've got a flat tire on 4,000 meters, and usually the air compressor that I've got can easily lift the tire for 3, 4 to 5 minutes. On 4,000 meters, the air compressor needed 25 minutes, so 5 times more time just to lift one tire. So if you have a pump, oh man, it will be a lot of pumping without any results. That's why it's good to have air compressor. Power it with battery or with cables to plug it to your battery, motorcycle battery, or to your 12-volt socket, whatever works for you. But you definitely need some kind of compressor that will help you if you have a flat tire. Clothes, spare parts, tools, I already told you, and the rest of the things that I carry with me, you might not need to carry all of this, are electronics, because I have 2 different cameras, I have power banks, my telephone, and stuff like that, microphone. So I need to charge all of this stuff. That's why I have one small bag like that with the necessary cables, like stuff that I need to charge my electronics while I ride. But again, it might be different for everyone, because if you carry only one telephone with you, you'll need just one cable and you can charge it everywhere, include on your motorcycle. But if you have many things like me, it's a little bit more complicated. Basically, every night when I stop, I need to charge camera, microphone, telephone, and GPS if you use GPS or stuff like that. You can charge it on your motorcycle as well, but I prefer to have some kind of independency, and I don't want to do this while I ride. But it's different for everyone. So this is what I basically carry on my trips. If you plan to go, if you like to do camping, you'll need also your camping gear as well. It will rise the, the kilograms a little bit, but it might be very useful in many situations, especially if you plan to travel in expensive areas like Europe, especially Scandinavian countries, or USA. There are many expensive places that the tent will be very useful if you have it, because it will save you a lot of money. But keep in mind that if you have the tent, you're gonna need also a sleeping bag, you'll need pillow, you'll need a lot of things around the tent. If you plan to cook your food, you'll need a stove, you'll need some cup, you'll need plates, you'll need knives, you'll need forks, and it's a lot of things. And it will be very nice if you can put everything in 5 kilograms. But in most of the situations, or what I have seen in the last 15 years, people carry way too much just to do camping. If your trip is a camping trip, if you plan to spend most of the time camping, it's different story. But if you travel just to see the world or to see different things, camping, it's something that, I don't know, it will slow you down, but it's my opinion. Everyone is different. So if you plan to stay on the tent, you need to add also all of your camping gear, and this the things that I already said. So basically this is what I planned on number 2, what to carry in the luggage. Now guys, if you have any questions, go ahead. Now is the moment. Hey Ismo, nice to see you. How are you doing? How is the winter project? Wolfgang, what kind of repair kits do you recommend? If you have a tubeless tires, it's one story. If you have tubes, it's different story, Wolfgang. I carry a spare tubes with me because in the case I have a flat, I prefer to change the tube instead to try to repair the tube. But I also have a small repair kit with me for tubes. So when I change the tube later in the evening, when I'm in the hotel, I will also try to put a patch on the tire that I have flat and keep it for later if I want to use it later. But meanwhile, while I travel, if I can have an option to find a shop or place where I can buy another tube, I'll buy it, and I'll prefer to have a new tube instead of one with patches. But if you have a tubeless tires, tubeless wheels, then it's different story. You can buy one of these good kits. They sell it in almost every motorcycle shop. I'm sure in Austria you will find a lot. They will have like a metal pin to penetrate it, and these rubber things to close it. I don't know exactly the words of English words for it, but you can find all of these things. If you mean repair kit for tires, Wolfgang. Francis, when traveling around the world, like you, how to make sure you're getting covered by your insurance, and what about to get sick? Francis, you cannot be sure. There is nothing 100% guaranteed. The only way to be sure, or at least to believe that you're sure, is just to check with your insurance provider. Just ask them what countries they cover and what are their terms and conditions. And you'll be surprised when you read their terms and conditions. You'll be surprised to understand that in many situations you won't be covered by your insurance provider. At least this is what I found by checking 3-4 different insurance companies, very big insurance companies, international insurance companies, and the result was always the same. And what about if I get sick? If I get sick, I'll try to cure myself. That's it. But I am normally in very good health. I haven't been sick in the last 25 years, so there is no reason for me to get sick on the trip. But if for any reason I get sick, I'll just try to heal myself. That's it. Nothing more to say. Insurance companies, as I said, they are a little bit more complicated than people think, and that's why the best option is to, when you have time, sit and read all the terms and conditions that they have. And as I said, you'll be surprised what you're gonna learn from it. Ismo, Patchet Bandit. NHIX project is on hold, waiting parts, but I am on the garage changing sprockets and chain for the CRF. Now at the same time watching the stream. Oh, cool. Nice. Thanks for taking the time, Ismo. One day I would like to come and see your garage. We'll see when, because this part of the world is very expensive. I don't really have any desires to go in this direction, but I would like to come and see you. Any more questions on the topic what to carry in the luggage, guys, or I can move to the next point? We have 12 people now watching. Please introduce yourself in the chat. I can see like 5-6 people here, no more, maybe 7. All right, no more questions. Let's go to the next point, number three: how to split the luggage. Uh, it is basically pretty obvious, but I'll tell you anyway. The heavy stuff that you have, like tools, spare parts, or more heavy stuff, you have to keep it on the bottom of your hard panniers or saddlebags, whatever you have, just to keep the lower center of gravity always. And lighter stuff like clothes, electronics, or the things that will need more often, keep on the top of your luggage. This is basic, nothing more serious. It's not a rocket science what you have to do with your luggage. What I basically do is exactly what I said. The heavy stuff, spare parts, or the things that I might not need at all, it's all stay on the bottom of my saddlebag. It's provide the necessary low center of gravity, and also don't make me a problem when I need something. Then the clothes and the electronics always stay on the top. So when I have a chance to have a good hotel with parking or with, let's say, garage, I don't need to remove the whole saddlebag. I just remove the bag that I have with the clothes and with the electronics, and I can go into the hotel. Also, inside of my saddlebag, I also have a different waterproof small bags that are a very good option to split my luggage. So I can grab only the clothes or I can grab only the electronics, whatever I needed. So when I say clothes, inside I have my clothes, my shoes, everything that I need to walk outside of, to walk around. Also inside is my toothbrush and all the stuff, that toiletries that I need to take a shower or to brush my teeth or something like that. So when I grab this bag, it's guaranteed that I can dress normally, take a shower, and do everything I like when I don't ride. If I grab the bag with the electronics, inside will be everything that I need to charge my telephone, cameras, and everything, microphones, everything that I have with me. So this is how I split the luggage. It's not nothing really to talk about it. Just the heavy stuff keep on the bottom, or the places where uh, you don't have really good access, but you're not gonna need them all the time. So this is on the topic how to split it. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask, guys. Ismo, free accommodation is always available for Pavlin. Thank you very much, Ismo. I might use this option one day. I don't know when, but I might come. You never know. I still have a plans to go to Russia again, but this time with the family. So we'll see how it's gonna be. How we're gonna go there by bike, by car, by plane. I don't know, but we're waiting for all of this madness to finish to open the borders and stuff like that. So might be in your direction on some stage. You never know. All right. No more questions. Let's now go to number four, other luggage. So there are other luggage options like backpacks, tank bags, crash guards on crash guards bags that you can have, or hydration packs. So let's go one by one to each and every one of these options. Backpack. I have a small backpack, but in this backpack, I have only my hydration pack, which is 2 liters, which basically means that the whole backpack that I have is only 2 kilograms. Inside, I also have small light things like a light or some zip ties, but very light things. So the reason I have such a small backpack is because when you have something heavier than 3 kilograms, you're gonna feel it. These 2 kilograms, only the water that I carry, my hydration pack, it's something that I don't feel at all. Even if it's full to the top, 2 kilograms, it's only 2 kilograms, so that I don't feel it. But if you have a big backpack, it will give you the chance to put more stuff inside, and it will be heavy. And when you need to ride many hours per day with the backpack on your shoulders, you will feel it. And what happens all the time, I have seen this over and over again. People got these big backpacks, and then after a few hours, they try to put it somewhere. So they release the straps a little bit and leave the backpack to rest on the seat because it's too heavy and too painful on their shoulders. So if you ask me, never go with the backpack heavier than 2 kilograms, and you'll be perfectly fine. You're not gonna feel it at all. If you have more, remove it. Remove this stuff. Try to split it in your uh, saddlebag, hard panniers, or tank bag if you have, but don't have it on your back. One question, Shaolin DNV. I wonder about the thermic clothes. Some of them are really expensive, and I don't know if it is worth it. Do you have any experience with these high tech technologies? Uh, I have a thermal underlayer from Revit, very good quality. What kind of material? Some kind of synthetic material with probably wool inside. It's fantastic option. How expensive it is, I don't know, but I can say that you can easily find a good quality products for 1/3 of the price of these famous brands if you go to shops like Decathlon, for example. And you can find a good quality things that will do about the same job. But even if you have a normal cheap underlayers, they will help you a lot. So you don't really need to spend hundreds of dollars for something like merino wool or stuff like that. Yeah, it is good option. It will definitely keep you warm and probably dry. But as I said, if you have to pay $300 for it, it's just too much, in my opinion. So anything that you can find a good clothes that you can keep under your riding gear, just very close to your body so you don't feel it, will do the job. So I hope this answer your question. Yeah. All right. I told you my opinion about backpacks. Let's go now to tank bags. I like tank bag very much because I keep inside all of my camera gear, everything that I need to film my trips, to make pictures, microphones, everything that I need to film the whole journey. And the reason I prefer to have it in tank bag instead of top box, for example, a few reasons. Very first is obvious because top box is very heavy usually, and it is on a very bad location on your motorcycle, on the tail of your motorcycle, which is probably the worst place where you have to add any luggage because it will have this, let's say, 5-6 kilograms on the tail of your motorcycle. It's not really good idea. It's not gonna be just like your motorcycle is gonna be like a bolt like this, but you will definitely feel it in many situations, especially if you have a high wind or if you ride on the dirt roads. And also, it might break on some stage, depends on the road. If you have very bumpy roads, it might break. And if you have expensive camera gear inside, you might lose it without even notice it. With the tank bag, I can see it. It's always in front of me. I cannot just lose it like that. Even if the straps of my tank bag cut for some reason and it flies from the motorcycle, I will see it immediately and I will try to go back and take it. But with the top box, it's not like that. You can damage it and it might fly away without even notice it, or notice it after a few hours. And this is the reason why I prefer to have tank bags. And tank bags are also very useful because you can have many different compartments inside. You can split everything to have many small and useful things that you use all the time. You can keep your wallet inside, your telephone, your stuff like that. Even though I don't recommend it, I keep my telephone and my wallet always in my riding jacket. But you can keep it in your tank bag if this works for you. You can have a pen, you can have a knife, something that you need all the time in front of you, and it's not going to be a much big difference in your overall weight on the motorcycle, especially if you don't carry a heavy stuff in and if you don't have some very big tank bags, because I've seen some tank bags are so big that the people basically cannot even see from it. They're up to here. They control the motorcycle with this big tank bag, but this is different story. And that's why I prefer it instead of top box. First, I can see it. Secondly, I already told you all the reasons. Many people also carry bags that they can hang on the crash guards. This is also an option, but if you have only light stuff inside, maybe tubes and maybe some gloves or stuff like that, not really option to have heavy stuff inside because it will disbalance your motorcycle. You will have a lot of weight on the high position on your motorcycle. I don't have crash guards and I don't have these bags, and it's not an option for me, but it might be very practical and useful for many people. Francis Rossell, what do you think about DID chain? I'm going to change my chain for the first time in my life. I didn't know which one to order. I ordered this one and I hope it's for best. DID is a good quality chain, and if it's installed properly, it will last at least 20,000 kilometers even without any maintenance. If it's 25, it will last even more, 30, 35, depends on the maintenance again. But it's a good quality chain. Probably it's one of the best that you can find, so you don't need even to worry about it. Put it over there, make sure that you install it properly, and definitely rivet it. Don't use the clip, rivet it. When you rivet it, it will last without any problems. If you have the clip, you might lose the clip, and then it's a problem. I hope that this answers your questions. So backpack, tank bags, we discussed partly. Top boxes, I'm not fan of it. Some people love it. Use it if you love it. But have it all this in mind, that it's a dead weight on the tail of your motorcycle, weight that you're going to notice on some stage. And the last one is hydration pack. I partly told you about it, that I keep it on the backpack that I have. Hydration pack is something that you definitely need to have, especially if you plan to ride on summer, on hot regions. You definitely need to drink water, otherwise you might be in trouble. Some people prefer to have a bottle in their bags, and every time when they stop to drink water, but sometimes you might not stop hour or two, and in the hot days to drink once per 2 hours might not be enough. That's why I prefer always to have my hydration pack. First of all, it saves me space. If I have a bottle, I have to find a place where to put this bottle. If it's at my saddlebag, does mean that when I need to drink, I need to stop, I need to open my saddlebag, take this bottle, drink water, close it, put it back, close the saddlebag again, and continue. If I have it in my tank bag is small, so the bottle should be small. But if for some reason this bottle opens while I ride, it will make wet all of my camera gear. So I don't want to have it inside, and it will be just a small bottle, maybe 500 milliliters. In my hydration pack, I have always 2 liters inside. I don't even notice it, and I can drink while I ride. So that's why hydration pack is like a must go for me. I don't know why some people don't have it, but it's a personal choice again. So guys, basically these are the things that I wanted to say about the luggage. And now if you have any questions about the topic, luggage for long trips, or any other questions, feel free to ask. I'm here because of you. If I can help you with some suggestions or some advice, I'll be happy to do it. As I said, this topic or any other topic, feel free to ask. Now is the moment. And as I told you in the beginning of the stream, the questions that you might have might be also a question that someone else have benefits from the stream, because many people will watch the stream during the next few days, weeks, months, years, who knows. Now when I finish it, I'm gonna convert it to like a normal video, and we'll publish it in the channel so many people can watch it after that. I cannot see Richard tonight. Richard, where are you? We miss you, my loyal fan Richard, Tenerife traveler. I try to structure the stream to the things that are more important for me: type of luggage, what to carry in the luggage, how to split it, and other luggage. But in your mind might be in different way. That's why I prefer to listen your questions, guys, instead of only me talking. And you might have a different questions that are not the questions for me. And yeah, this is how we can build this small community and eventually help each other or many other people that will watch the stream. You're too shy or you don't have any questions. I don't know. Shaolin DNV, you started talking about hard and soft luggage. I was thinking about wife. Would she be categorized as hard or soft luggage? Good question. Your wife or your passenger supposed to stay on the back of your motorcycle like potato mesh. If you put potato mesh on the back of your motorcycle, it will stay like that. When you move, it will move. When you stop, it will stop. But it's not gonna move itself because it's just a potato mesh. So how you gonna categorize her like a hard or soft luggage? I don't know how hard or how soft is she. You have to tell me this answer. Francis Rossell, have you ever paid at the pump with tap? What do you mean by tap? Is this some kind of online pay system? I don't know what is tap. If you explain with a little bit more details, I'll try to answer it. I usually pay credit card tap. No, I don't have credit card tap. I usually pay with my debit cards. So I don't know what kind of system is this. Sorry, Francis. But it is probably possible. I don't know. Just check what they do. To swipe the card right at the pump. No, I don't use this option. I prefer to do it on the desk if there are if there are people over there. No, I cannot tell you much on this topic. Sorry. There are some petrol stations, especially in the north part of Europe, where the petrol stations are only electronics, and use them a few times. The problem was that when you pay with your card on these stations, they usually block a big chunk from your money. They block usually like 80 liters of petrol, but the motorcycles are usually take only 10 or 20 liters maximum, and they freeze this amount for 2-3 days, and after that they release it. But if you have to fill your tank a few times per day for a week, they're gonna block a big amount of your money. Of course, this money are going to be released after that, but if you don't plan this in advance, might be in trouble. You might be left without any money after just 2-3 days paying in the automatic pumps. That's why I prefer to fill petrols only when there are real people behind the desk, not on automatic pumps, if you understand what I mean. Especially in the north, when I was in Norway so many years ago, when they blocked my card, it was for 1 week. Now they said that they release it much faster, just a couple of hours, but it might take 2 or 3 days. It is the same also in many parts in Italy, especially South Italy, only automatic stations. But also in some of these stations, they have options to pay by just normal cash. So you can put actually, let's say 20 euros in the machine, and they will let you fill your petrol tank for 20 euros. Or this is what I experienced in Italy. Yeah, it's you have to know that because you can be left without any money. If for example you have only 500 euros and you plan that this 500 euros will be enough for you to travel, let's say 3-4 days, and then today you fill your petrol, this 10 liters, you put 10 liters in your petrol, but they will block you probably about 120 euros from your card. And then if you put another 10 liters in the afternoon, they will block another 100 euros. And after 5 times, you'll be left without anything. This is the situation with automatic pumps. All right, any other questions, guys? Go ahead. I'll give you 10 minutes more. And if you don't have any more questions, I'm going to end the stream. It's Sunday evening. I'm sure that you can find a better things to do instead of listen and watching myself. If there are no questions, does mean everything is clear or nothing is clear, or you're too shy, as I said. You're already leaving, Forrest. Thank you very much for coming. I hope that you find some useful information. If you know everything that I said, that's good. That's good. If you have any idea about the stream next week, please let me know. If not, I'll find another topic and we'll try to work on it. All right, no more questions. That means that everything is clear. Thank you very much for coming, guys. Thank you very much for the time that you spent this evening with me. Okay, Francis, what about keeping stock sprockets or change size? I always keep my sprockets stock. I don't really need to change them, but many people, especially people who travel mostly on the highways, and they prefer to have like a high speed with their motorcycles, they usually change the front sprockets with one teeth larger, so they can have a more speed with less RPMs. For me, the front sprocket, for me, the stock sprockets are perfectly fine. I don't ride fast. But if for some reason you want to have more speed with less RPMs on the highways, then it's a good option to change with one teeth more your front sprocket. On the Rebel 11, thank you, Pavlin. We learn something new in every live stream. My pleasure. My pleasure. Glad to help. Glad to help. All right, guys. No more questions. I'll end it here and see you next week. My pleasure. See you next week, guys. Ciao.